as we see a lot of it has to now being dealt with in terms of the damage, as I show you here through this representation. Of course, a graphical representation to suggest the kind of damage that this is left behind in its wake. We're seeing at least 4,600 villages Cyclone Biparjoy has damaged. When it comes to electricity, they're all now left without power. It's been at least 24 hours. They're in darkness. 23 people have been grievously injured. I'm going to tell you that at least 2 people have died in the Cyclone Biparjoy, leaving at least 23 of them others who are injured grievously owing to the floods and winds. Over 25 animals that have been reported dead. We're also seeing Cyclone Biparjoy's damage here that's resulted in at least 3 highways that have been fully shut due to this cyclone, which really leaves accessibility now making that a big struggle for those stranded in areas that are flooded. It's like waist-high waters the people are trying to maneuver through, and we've been seeing that with our reporters on ground showing us images of that. No power. I tell you, out of the 4,200 villages that have been affected, like really damaged with water flooding into most of those houses, we're seeing at least 1,000 areas which has been identified, 1,000 localities that have been snapped out of power. So electricity has been fully cut off because electricity poles have been uprooted. As we see, 5,120 electric poles have been uprooted. That's resulted in, of course, electricity going off. And as the number of trees that have been counted ever since this cyclone came approaching towards Gujarat, the number has now gone to 581. You can imagine almost every road in these areas of Dwarka, Mandvi and Jakau port are all now inaccessible with water waist high and people barely able to move out to actual safer zones because of this kind of trees and electric poles that have all blocked roads. Now, of course, at this point when we see Cyclone Biparjoy weakening in strength, thankfully it hasn't really left the kind of damage that one would have expected. There was a lot of talk that Cyclone Biparjoy, the meaning of the cyclone itself is disaster. As we know that the expectation was a lot more damage, but thankfully officials on ground have ensured that the impact is bare minimum. But yet, unfortunately, we lost 2 lives. And of course, the number of villages I told you, at least 4,000 odd that have been now fully blocked off with trees on the road, all the establishments, the kacha houses and shops that have been fully blown away. A lot of that has bothered the people on ground. Our reporters who've been covering the length and breadth of those affected areas join us. I'm going to quickly cut across to Gopi Manyar, who's been in Mandvi, one of the most affected areas. Gopi, please कहिए कि ये हालात वहाँ पर अब कैसे है? साइक्लोन बिपरजॉय का अब जो ताकत है वो वीक हो गया है, मगर अभी चैलेंज यही है कि रेस्क्यू रिलीफ ऑपरेशंस कैसे अभी निकाला जाए, क्योंकि वहां पर रोड्स ब्लॉक है, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं है, लोगों की दुकान सब मतलब पूरा वो डिस्ट्रॉय हो चुका है।
बिल्कुल, देखिए मैं आपको बताऊं कि जिस तरीके से इस बार सरकार ने तैयारियां की थी, तो कम से कम जो 8 सबसे प्रभावित जिले हैं, जिसमें कच्छ, जामनगर, द्वारिका, राजकोट, मोरबी जैसे जो जिले हैं जहां पे सबसे ज्यादा चक्रवात ने तबाही मचाई है, वहां पर अब तक एक भी इंसान की मौत नहीं दर्ज की गई है। यानी कहीं ना कहीं जो चक्रवात का सबसे ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट था वहां पे एक भी मौत नहीं है, क्योंकि 90,000 से ज्यादा लोगों को पहले ही इवैक्यूएट कर दिया गया है। अब रिस्टोरेशन का काम है। देखिए मैं आपको बता दूं कि जो सड़कें हैं यहाँ से मांडवी से लेकर, जब चक्रवात का असर यहाँ पे दिख रहा था, जब चक्रवात तूफान यहाँ पे तबाही मचा रहा था, उसके तुरंत बाद ही पूरी सड़कों को साफ करना शुरू कर दिया। जो हाईवेज बंद थे, मांडवी से लेकर जो भुज का हाईवे है, मांडवी भुज, मांडवी मुंद्रा का जो हाईवे है, जो मेन कनेक्टिविटी हाईवे कहा जाता है, उसे एक बार फिर से घंटों में ही शुरू कर दिया गया है। लगातार यहाँ पे जो जेसीबी है वो यहाँ पे काम कर रही है। जितनी भी सड़कें बंद होती है वहाँ पे तुरंत ही रिस्टोरेशन का जो काम है वो शुरू कर दिया जाता है। तो सड़कों को खुला रखा गया है ताकि कनेक्टिविटी कहीं पर भी बंद ना हो जाए। इसके अलावा अगर बात की जाए तो जो यहाँ से सबसे ज्यादा जहाँ पे साइक्लोन टकराया था, जखाऊ के इलाके की अगर मैं बात करूं तो जखाऊ के इलाके में भी रिस्टोरेशन का जो काम है वो शुरू कर दिया गया है। इलेक्ट्रिक पोल जो है वहाँ पे बिजली जल्द से जल्द इस तरीके से
जी,
पहुंचाना,
वहाँ पर मांडवी
ये
में
भी
वो हालात है, मगर हम देखेंगे कि द्वारका एरिया में जहाँ पर जो लैंडफॉल हुआ, आई एम गोइंग टू कट अक्रॉस टू आशुतोष. In fact, he has been really doubling up as a rescue official as well. Ashutosh, I know you may not have a certification of being an NDRF team member, but clearly what you've done today, kudos for your efforts and that commitment that you've put in, not just to deliver live reports for us, our viewers here on India Today, but also to ensure that those people who came in your way looking to find a place of safety, we saw you really directing them towards those areas along with the NDRF professionals. We hope you're really recognized for the work you've done today.
Well, Nabila, thank you. That's a minimum duty one, expected from a journalist while covering things that there are people around seeking your help. That's a minimum help you can offer. But yes, as far as the situation on the ground is concerned, remember the torrential rainfall continues. The wind speed has drastically reduced. The impact has now gone minimum. But what I see is also the effort, and these people also need to be recognized, that have assured me that in next couple of hours, they will be restoring the electricity in the city of Mandvi. So these workers from the power department, the electricity department, many have traveled even 700 kilometers, and there you see all those the electricity poles which was literally fell down with the wind speed. This is all they have done just in 3 hours, and for next 2 hours they're gonna ensure the electricity supplies at least goes to the critical areas like hospitals, other essential support, and also including the main town areas. So that's a bigger challenge, because as far as tree uprooters are concerned, those can be removed by JCB machine and other machinery. But the restoring electricity, and that too in this wind, because the one support and the one relief is that the wind speed is not as high as it has been since afternoon. And all now I see is only the dark, because people, of course, you cannot keep people really in dark. Many of the people who were facing hardship because of there is no electricity, they weren't able to charge their mobile phones, and that's exactly why they sought help from us to either make a call or get someone to help. And here I see really these people braving the weather, adverse weather, heavily downpour, and now they're ensuring that in next 2 hours at least the electricity can be restored in the urban areas of Mandvi. So these people, literally braving the weather and ensuring huge manpower have been posed at this corner. The transformer, look at it, the way it has collapsed totally. Now they said that they assured me that in next 2 hours they will fix it. All cables have been, fixed up, and now it is a transformer. So the moment it is fixed up, they will ensure the electricity gets smoother. People get at least 2 or 3 hours of electricity to charge their mobile phones. Many would really want to connect to their families, their loved ones, their relatives.
Absolutely.
So we hopeful the things are literally coming back now.